Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today I'm going to make a video on the Mustang. Now, today's video has probably been made 100 times on YouTube, and I've made probably a similar video before. But since the car is parked and we're waiting about a month and a half out before we can get it started, fixed, and everything that's going on with it, it's just been sitting, and I said, hell, why not just make a quick video on basically today's topic is you just bought your 1999 to 2004 Mustang GT V6 Newedge, or just a donor car that you're going to do a swap to, and it's 2022. These cars have aged pretty well, in my opinion, for the most part, and you want to be different than everybody else. Now, these parts or whatever that I have in my car are just opinions by me, so I've owned this car for a good while, a few years. And I figured, why not just give you a run of a list down. Now, price-wise, I don't know what these parts are going for nowadays. The rarity of finding these parts, it can be rare. And a lot of the parts that are OEM parts that I will show you do get ridiculous in pricing nowadays because the high demand for the market of the part that they probably don't make anymore. I'm sure there's other versions possibly on some parts that are made, but I recommend OEM. So let's get to it. Now, the first part is looking at it. It looks like the factory 99 to 04 steering wheel. Well, that's because part of it is and part of it isn't. The airbag itself, the center right here, and the controls are the original controls. The steering wheel itself is actually the way it's sitting. Again, the car has died, so it's sitting, the steering wheel is locked this way. The alignment hasn't been done yet since the new suspension, so don't mind that. But the steering wheel itself, I've had it in the car for a little over close to 3 years. It is the SVE FR500 steering wheel from late model restoration. I think it ranged from when I bought it, it was like $250 or something like that. It does replace the factory steering wheel because mine was pretty warped, pretty worn. Always a good piece to just go ahead and replace. And it is a little different. The texture, the way it looks is a little different. I think it's a little cooler. But, if you don't want to do that and you just want to upgrade to the factory stock one, it could be cheaper to just find one. That's fine as well. Also, these haven't aged that well. They're starting to chip and everything. You can see right here, I had this replaced to the factory, so that's eventually going to get repainted. But as far as you can see right here, taking the interior pieces and just repainting them to match the color of your car. You don't have to. It's just a good idea to maybe do that, to be a little different. I mean, everyone's done it, but, in your area, a lot of the cars might have not. Also, UPR sells these. I have the 5.0, and it actually is universal, so it fit this one, which was kind of cool to be a little different for this being a coyoteswap. Floor mats, I went with a 50 years. I know it's not an S550 and stuff like that, but when the S550 came out, this was a custom option you could actually get from the dealership, I believe. And I think it was CJ's or LMR had them for sale, and they're for this year. And moving right along, the 03 to 04 rear Mach 1 seats. Now, they are kind of hard to find, especially the rear seats. I mean, the front ones, yes, as well. When I bought these last year, I think I paid $100 for them. I traveled out like 3 to 4 hours just to get them. They weren't a full set. Now, a full set would have been nice, but I like racing seats more, so it really wasn't a big deal to me. And I just happened to see one day these pop up on Facebook Market, and I offered the dude like $100, and might have paid a little less than that. It was either $50 or $100. And I drove all the way out, came to get them, and they're in perfect condition. Don't look like they've ever been used. I like the way they look, I guess like the design of it, and I believe it matches. So these are the Brom seats that I went with. I forgot what they're called, what series they are, but I think it just flows really nice and to the floor mats and kind of just the contour of the car. So now, shift knobs. This is just the SVE one from LMR. There's plenty out there. I think that's another really cheap, budget-friendly mod that can, change up the car, the way it looks a little bit. And we're moving to the outside of the car. So this mod right here is actually right here. is the carbon-driven carbon fiber inserts for the side scoops. To me, it's a really good mod because it's a lesser more mod. To me, less is more, so it's not flashy, it's not fancy. You won't actually see it unless you're really looking for it, but once you do, I think it adds a little character to the car. It kind of stands out, it kind of looks cool. I've had them for a while, haven't had a problem with them falling off or anything. They're held on by double-sided 3M tape. And as we move, so this actually, there is a shorty antenna that goes to this, but UPR also sells, it's like a little block-off plate, so I'm going to get this painted and then add the block-off plate there, so there is no antenna. I use aftermarket radio. I don't use the radio itself. I use like iTunes or Spotify, so to me, having a signal doesn't matter to me. I GPS off my phone. Again, doesn't matter. Now, wheels. These wheels are dirty, but wheels definitely set the car off to me. I've had these for years, the silver Rovos. I think this is like when they first came out, one of the first colors. I ended up getting them, so they do show a little road wear. I think they still sell them, so worst case scenario, I could just have them repainted or something, or just buy another, front set or whatever. But wheels do add a lot of character to the car, so I went with the silver to match the silver, of course. And unfortunately, when the car messed up, I did have brand new front rotors. As you can see, they have rusted from sitting, so either drive it and it might work itself out, or just get a new set of rotors. But these rotors are the 03 to 04 Cobra set, which I believe are 13-inch, and the GT to V6 share the 11-inch, I believe. But it is always a good upgrade, and that's actually why I'm showing you this, because these are factory Ford Racing 03 to 04 Cobra calipers, and where I actually found them was not LMR or anything. I actually found them at O'Reilly's. They refurbish factory ones, and they actually had two factory refurbished ones. You could see where they tried to scuff off where it said Ford, and I believe it said Cobra on it. One of these still say Cobra on it, so they didn't do a good job of doing that. They kind of brand it as their own, but it's still the same thing. So these actually have brand new upgraded 03 to 04 Cobra front brakes. I still have the factory rear GT brakes. I don't see the point in upgrading those. Definitely another good mod that does make or break the car, I guess. I like the clear corner ambers. I took the factory ones out, but I've also had plenty of headlights in this car before. I still always say that the clear corners are the best, and I do have the HID diode dynamics in these, so it does help a lot. It's a lot better than the factory ones, and a lot better than a lot of the HID aftermarket companies out there, in my opinion. But the big thing right here is the 99 to 01 front bumper. So what you saw there was just a little clip of the 99 to 01 front bumper that I got. It is an OEM Ford one, and I actually feel like I stole it from the guy that basically traded it to me. I didn't buy it. I wasn't about to pay $1,200 or $1,000 and up. The cheapest that I've seen him go on Facebook Marketplace is like $600 and up. So I'm not aware of any company that makes the polyurethane or ABS plastic or whatever material. I've seen some fiberglass ones. I've had a fiberglass one. The day that I got it in the mail, I literally turned around and sold the same day. I think I paid like $250 for it when the company came out, and when I got it, I unwrapped it a little bit from the plastic. Didn't like it. Knew it was probably just gonna be the biggest headache if I kept it, so I sold it, and I think I got my money back, or maybe a little more. I'm not sure, but these bumpers are hard to find. That's one way to be different. Everybody has an 03 04 Cobra front bumper, and I know everyone has a 99 to 01 front bumper, the people that do. But again, I feel like I stole it from the dude, not in a bad way, but like in a good way for me, I guess. He really wanted the Terminator look. I wanted the 99 to 01 look. So I drove out, I think like an hour, met this dude, looked at both bumpers. This one is an OEM, checked it, made sure it had the Ford stamp on it. And it is silver, but again, it's going to have to be painted because it has the license plate holes in it, and I don't really ride around with the front license plate on the front of the car. So the tabs were there, which was good. The rivets are still there. Don't have to buy those because those are ridiculous prices now unless you find them at the junkyard. It doesn't have a chin spoiler. I have a brand new one from LMR, which is also another good little cheap mod that you can add onto the car to add a little characteristic. The Terminator ones are like $300-400. I'm not spending that, and I don't honestly like the look of them. The Mach 1 chin spoiler I like. I prefer the LMR one because it fills in the little gaps on the edges. I think it's about like 1 inch or 2 inches off. The American Muscle one does not, unless they have done away with the one that they had and remade it to fit. I haven't ordered one, honestly, from either site in years. But I still have a brand new one. Magic Drift makes a couple different ones. Carter's Customs makes a couple different front chin spoilers for each bumper, actually. So those are also good mods. They get a little expensive if you go with Carter's Customs, but he actually makes them like handmade and stuff like that, I believe. So those are some other mods that you can do and get. That's wrapping it up for basically the front of the car and the 99 2-in-1, and actually how I got the bumper this past month. So I'm actually happy, really happy about that. So to wrap this video up, we're just going to check out the exterior of the car, the backside. My favorite part of the car, the bumper is a little messed up. It does need to be repainted, but it is a 0304 OEM Cobra rear bumper. It's actually from a Mystique Chrome Cobra, but usually what people do, as myself, you buy them and you have the letters filled in. I don't know exactly how somebody did that. I believe Bondo or something like that filled in the lettering, because it is a Cobra, it is a Coyote, it's a bunch of things, but I don't want to ride around with a bumper that says Cobra when it's not a true Cobra itself. So to me, it's a much cleaner look. I don't know what these rear bumpers retail for. I don't know if anybody still makes the OEM plastic ones still, or Ford still makes them. But moving on to the quad tips, I've had these for years. I wanted to be a little different. There are some people out there that have these. I think it makes the car a little different. It makes it cooler, because it is a Borla exhaust, and I had the Borla tips, but everybody has those, so went ahead and switched it over. You can find these on Stang Mods. I believe they still sell them. I believe they have an eBay store you can actually buy them from. I paid back a couple years ago like basically $200 for the set. Wasn't bad. Had them welded on, the hangers welded on it, and ever since then I've had no problems with that. Moving right along, a lot of people probably recognize this as the American Muscle Raxium Icon, or whatever the hell you call them, LED taillights. They have the sequentials built in them, and they light up the bars right around here. These are pretty weathered. I might switch to a different set. Probably not Ambers, because I'm not paying $1,000 to $2,000 for taillights. And this is an OEM Cobra deck lid with the wing itself. I actually got this the same time that I got the bumper from the same place. That's something you can do. Again, I don't know how much those go for. I imagine they're pretty expensive, but the famous thing that they break on them is these third brake lights. Now this is one from Carbon Driven. I'm pretty sure he still sells it for a good price. I think I paid like $120 for it. It was right around a little over $100. So this is the tinted one, and it has a sequential lights, so when you hit it, it lights up in the middle and it spreads out on both sides evenly, which I thought was pretty cool. And the last thing that I picked up from them, again, less is more to me, it's just their overlay rear license plate cover, and I'm sure that they sell a front one. This is the front one, probably just for the rear, but something to keep in mind. I think it shows a little character to the car, but not too much. Alright, so that's going to do it for this video, guys. Thanks for checking it out. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up. It does help the channel out. Make sure to subscribe for future content. Just the car's sitting right now, so I figured I'd just make kind of like an OG video. Basically, if you just bought a Newedge or you plan on doing some stuff, here's some tasteful mods you can do. This is just based off my opinion and stuff that I've bought in the past. Again, I don't know what the Cobra parts go for nowadays. I know a lot of people are going to lean towards modding the car with Cobra stuff, because honestly, the 03 to 04 and the 99 does have some good pieces as well, which has the best look. The Mach 1 does have a really nice hood setup, but again, this is just my idea. So I appreciate you tuning in for this. Hopefully have the car going in a couple months or so. Just a lot of work to get it going and stuff like that to figure out what's wrong with it. But again, make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe for future content. If you enjoyed this video, check out the other videos on the channel. I will be posting more this year. So it's not a consistent thing, but I'm going to try to be more consistent about posting videos. And thank you, and I will catch you guys later. Have a good one.